What up, what up, what up? It's Podcast Sports coming at you live here on YouTube. It's been 2 weeks. Actually, no, it's actually been 3 weeks, actually. And we're coming at you live here. Took an extra week off because we figured, you know what? The Natty is coming up. And let's just take another week and just kind of put that on the list because that's going to be a talk of the town. Not to mention, not just the men's, but also the women's Natty was off as well. And a bunch of other things happened, so we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to jump right in and get things started because we got a long list to go through. And we don't want to keep you guys for 2 hours, so we're going to kind of knock this out in about now an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. But welcome. Again, you can always like and subscribe. Most of all, subscribe to the Podcast Sports. We talk about sports from the fans' perspective every 2 weeks on Monday or Tuesday, 9 p.m. Catch the live broadcast, or you can catch the replays later down the line, and everything else we've done probably since this past summer up to now. But to get things rolling, let's start with the NFL. First of all, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
Good.
Nice Monday or Tuesday, or what is it?
It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, yes. That it is. It is Tuesday.
Spring break is tripping me up, man. Spring break tripping me up.
I hear you, man. You get on spring break. You don't know what time it is, what day it is.
Yeah,
you just know you ain't got to get up to kids' school. But you know. So, anyway, NFL news. Let's start things off there. Let's see. Do we have it? Yes, we do. NFL cancels Monday Night Football doubleheaders. I'm for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
I'm for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm for it too. Yeah.
I would say the first week, give me a doubleheader because it's the first week. After that, just give me one game. Like I'm good. Because then you have that second game that's on later at night. People got to go to work the next day. Not to mention, if you have one of those games where it's like, man, this game is horrible. I'm not watching this game. They're losing money and everything else. And, I guess it's a business decision at the same time. I mean, heck, everything is, right? So I think it's a good thing. Others may feel differently. If you saw the post on Instagram, everybody had their own opinion. I think the NFL made a good decision to just give one. Any thoughts you guys have on that? I think that's about the only NFL news we have. Just one more, but let's go with that one. Any thoughts on that? On doubleheader on Monday Night Football?
I think it's perfect because sometimes I'll be at Buffalo Wild Wings and my head is like on 10 watching Eagles play and then watching maybe the Ravens play. So I'm glad I can just focus on one team and also make it easier. One thing I will say, if they're going to be in the cutting business, I think they need to cut down on these prices for the streaming for these NFL games. So let me just have one area where I can watch my game or make it free or do something at least, or give me one place where I can watch everything, where I don't have to get 6 different apps, 6 different services, and not paying like maybe $200 a month to watch every service or every game at one time for like half the season, but give me just one service for either free or for half the price that it's going now to watch games. So there you
go. Okay. Well, I mean, in my opinion, I think that's a Denise problem, but anyway. No, in all seriousness, no, I see what you mean. Like, for me, it's red zone. Like, I can watch red zone and see what's happening when it comes to touchdowns and scores being done, right? But red zone's not giving me an entire game, just giving me scores, right? You get NFL Network, which you can use that to watch some games that are outside of your network, you know what I mean? And then you got, teams that you're probably not going to see because no one wants to put them on TV because they're not that good. And if the Eagles are playing the Browns, the only reason they'll put that game on TV is because of Shedeur Sanders. If Shedor's not there, they're probably not going to be on TV, right? Or any other place where there's not really a star there, or the team is not that good. It's just not going to be playing on TV because it's just kind of a waste of NFL money. And yet this, that, and the other. The ratings are going to be down. No one's going to watch the game. So I get what you mean. I get what you're saying. I have YouTube TV. I can watch 4 games at one time, whatever. So I'm good. So anything you got, O?
Yeah, man, I agree with it. It looks like the NFL is finally trying to listen to the fans. The fans kind of like what y'all expressed. Attention between both games, and you get that West Coast game where you're now up till 11 o'clock at night if you're on the East Coast trying to watch it. But they're saying it wasn't enough audience and the total engagement was down. You don't know who to pick. So I think again, I think everything goes back to gambling. They want full out attention on each game so they can get in-game betting.
Yeah.
If I'm not looking at the game, I can't in-game bet that game. Right?
Yeah.
So I just think everything comes back down to the bottom line, and the bottom line, it's sad to say it, gambling is a big part of that bottom line in 2026. So
I will say this though.
I'm sorry. Go
ahead. Go ahead.
Now, they're not losing the game altogether. Like, it's not like the game's going anywhere. They said it's going to be flexed for like the holidays, like either holidays or just a standalone broadcast. So we don't lose the game per se, but we don't get it. We don't get it back to back or a double header. So
I think too, one of the things that were happening, and I don't have any statistics to kind of back this up. So your second game actually wasn't as good as your first game, and I'm not sure why that is. To me, from their decision-making process, you put the better game first, and the game you think that's not as good second. Not to mention that if it's a West Coast game, if it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, it's 7 o'clock on the West Coast. You lose the East Coast after a while.
Pretty much.
So on the West Coast, you got a 7 o'clock game. The West Coast is watching the game at 4, so it's just, business decision, and hopefully it works out for them. So we'll see. Last topic on NFL. NFL flag football. The league is looking like they're going to start a league up for NFL flag football. This is going to be headed by like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Serena Williams, and other investors. Just to give you guys a quick scenario of this. This is from Twitter, or should I say, it's from X. It says, driving the investment group supporting the launch of the league is the list of NFL legends and active players, including Pro Football Hall of Famers Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Larry Fitzgerald, as well as Tom Brady, Eli Manning, Justin Tuck, Ryan Neese, and Donnie Jones, and current players Arik Armstead, Bobby Wagner, and Russell Wilson. Together, they are investing in the league's future, and helping to shape its long-term vision as both stakeholders and ambassadors. In addition, a number of other prominent figures from the sports and entertainment world are also part of the investment group, including women's sports champions Billie Jean King. Let me go down, scroll down here a bit. I'm sorry, I'm scroll down. Elani Kloss, Alex Morgan, and Serena Williams. So looks like they're trying to start a NFL flag football league since flag football is actually becoming a very popular sport right now. So any thoughts on that as far as that getting started and what that could be?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think you got a lot of parents nowadays who don't want their kids playing tackle.
Mm-hmm.
They want them to be safe. They got this what's that called? The head injury thing. What's it called? It's called it's a movie about it.
Concussion?
But it's a term.
Oh, the term. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
it's
you.
a term.
I got you.
They're worrying about that, and if you can get the term, you can get it. If not, y'all know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So you got a lot of people concerned about that, and I think this will be, not only will it be men's, it'll be women's. So it'll give women an opportunity to play for a pro team, right? So if it's backed by the NFL, it'll be the woman Eagles playing flag football. You know what I'm saying? So that should be a good opportunity. Another sport for people to make some money. And apparently they want it to be long term. So if the NFL's backing it with these investors, I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Denise?
Yeah. And I think also, especially putting the whole women's brand, I think that's great as far as women's sports as well, because I think we just have mainly women's basketball right now, and then softball is kind of like our big, I guess, nationwide sports, you would say. So I think this would be a great opportunity. Glad to see women who are actually investing in it too as well, and not just the men. So big up to Serena Williams and Alex Morgan. So that'll be good.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of people who are investing in it because, let's just be honest, athletes who make a lot of money, they're not billionaires. They're millionaires. They ain't billionaires. So you got to put their money together to match that billionaire status to get things where they got to go. And it appears that a lot of them are backing it. And so let's see where it goes. I like Omar says, opportunity to play for a pro team, playing flag football. And then from the women's standpoint, I think you then draw in your women fan base to watch the women play. And then you also draw the men's fan base in to watch women play, because you want to be like, all right, let's see how good they actually are. Let's just be honest. That's what men are going to say. Let's see how good they actually are, how good this product is going to be. It's like WNBA. How good is the product going to be? So I think it's a good move. I think they are riding an early wave and getting ahead of it. And they probably want to be those forerunners. So when things start popping off in the Olympics, when it comes to Summer Olympic flag football, NFL can say, hey, we jumped in it early and we helped push this thing forward. It's kind of what they'll probably say, right? Another business move by the NFL, right? So we'll see what happens. So you can kind of go from there. All right, enough NFL. Let's go to the NBA. We got news from the NBA. A few things. Number one, I'm going to start with the G League. Mac McClung, who is the all-time leading scorer. Let me say that again. Mac McClung is the all-time leading scorer. He's not the leading scorer this year or last year. He has now become the all-time leading scorer in the G League. Now, if any of you know who Mac McClung is, he is the slam dunk champion for the past 3 years in the NBA slam dunk contest. He is the shortest person on the floor. He is a white dude. There he is, who has won the NBA slam dunk contest 3 years in a row, and has literally boosted the ratings of All-Star Weekend by himself. Now, my question is Mac McClung being blackballed by the NBA? Because my thing is, if he's leading the G League in scoring, and it's the all-time leading scorer, averaging like 30-something a game, right? Why is he not given an opportunity in the NBA? I need to back up real quick. He has had opportunities in the NBA. Most of those contracts have been, I believe, 10-day contracts. And then after some of those kind of expired, he then was sent back to the G League. I don't have all the details. I don't have the article. But I do know he has had some opportunities in the NBA. In my mind, I feel like the NBA gave him an opportunity, so that way they couldn't say they didn't give him one. It's my opinion. What do y'all have to say about that?
I guess white men can jump. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on. There you go. There you go. She said it.
There's a lot. Go ahead.
How do I back that line up? All right, here we go. Okay. He is on the Bulls, or the what is it called? The Windy City Bulls, which is an affiliate of the Chicago Bulls. He has a 2-way deal. So like he's on the team, but it's limited opportunities. And so my thing is this: I don't think he's getting blackballed. Somebody had to become the top scorer in the G League if you're going to be there year after year after year after. Like he broke somebody else's record. We're not talking about them being blackballed. You know what I'm saying? So I just think he's a 6'2" guard, man, and I just think when you play against them big boys in the league, I don't know if he can stand a chance. He could jump out the gym and he could score, but can he play in the system? Who knows, right? I know his college days, he kind of went from school to school. You know, he's a superb athlete. I think you can't get better than him athletic-wise, but as far as ball goes, I don't think he's getting blackballed, man. I just think he's good enough to do what he's doing. And he got a green light, apparently. He just scored 59 to break the record. So you get that guy a green light, hey, he drop 60 on him. Hey, I'm applauding, but I don't think he's not good enough for the NBA, man.
He
could be on the bench though.
That could be true.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in here, as I normally do. And I'm going to take Mac McClung, and I'm going to take Bronny James. And I'm going, bro, don't, yeah, we're going to go there. So if Mac McClung had a connection, such as Bronny James, he'd be playing in the NBA right now.
That's a good point.
And I'm not sure if you saw Bronny James' last game. Oh, it was horrible against OKC. Oh, my goodness. I'm sitting here and I'm saying, why is this dude in the NBA?
You got a good point.
He got pickpocketed 4 straight plays by the same dude at half court. Mind you, the Lakers were getting blown out by 40 at this point. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Now, again, Omar, you may have a point. Mac McClung, he may not be able to play in the NBA.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm kind of like, he has saved you 3 years in a row when it came to the All-Star game.
That's true.
And Bronny James just gets an $8 million contract because his father said so. Now, nepotism, it's real. It happens. But this is my opinion. When it comes to nepotism, there's a difference between earning something and something being given to you that you're not able to handle. And that's just my brief synopsis of my point. Now, again, Bronny James could go to the G League and average 20 a game. Like, he probably could do that. In the NBA, it will likely never happen. He may never average 6 a game, to be honest. Mac McClung, he may average 6 points a game. But can he contribute to someone's team? I believe so. But again, that's my opinion. I just feel as though if I'm going to make that connection between he may not can play in the NBA, well, dagnabbit, neither can Bronny James. I'm just saying, like, the eye test tells you what it is. Go ahead, Denise.
So I just like a question. So you're saying like they'll play well together in the G League, not in the NBA. Is that what you mean?
This is what Omar's saying. You're saying?
Like,
are you asking me?
Yeah, like
okay.
they would play good together in the G League.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Oh, okay. You're asking me will Bronny and McClung play good? Okay, so I don't think Bronny would play good in the G League either. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I think Bronny's good, but I don't know. You know, I think Mac McClung is better. But yes, I think Bronny would have a better. He would look better in the G League. Yes,
absolutely.
So yes, to answer your question, to get back to your question, yes, they will play better together in the G League. Yes.
I just wanted to bring it up. You know, I mean, I just figured, you know, Mac McClung has done the NBA a huge favor the past 3 years, and they gave him an opportunity. They did. So I'm not sure what happened in those opportunities. I'm not sure what happened, but he did have some. So, and again, you made the point that he's not on the Chicago Bulls team, but he is. It's kind of like you play for the Windy City Bulls or whatever the name that team is, and he may have an opportunity to come up and play for the Bulls. Let's say they get 3 guys get injured. Okay, they might pull him up. Right. But when those guys get back, they put him right back down. It's kind of like, yeah, you're not staying. You're just here to kind of fill a spot until. All right, I get that. But again, I figured it was an interesting point to bring up because I'm like, look, this guy, to me, if he's averaging 30 a game in the G League and he's done what he's done with the NBA over the past 3 years, he should get a legitimate shot. And again, I could be wrong. I just figured it's a great topic to talk about. Let's talk about it and see what really comes of it. But not toot my own horn, I think when you compare him and Bronny James, that's a pretty good point to bring up. That's all I'm saying. Any other comments on that?
I'll say this. That Bronny James point is amazing. He should be, if you're going to compare the two, Mac McClung probably should be in the league over Bronny, right? Bronny's not in the G League, right? He's on the bench of the Lakers.
He's on. Now, he was put in the G League, I know, at a point. But he's been on the Lakers bench a lot more than he's been playing for the G League team.
Right. Because they got to justify that $8 million. Exactly. And what I think I'm under the understanding is, depending, I think you got to get called up at least. It's a certain amount of games that Mac McClung, if he gets called up, he gets a pretty good salary compared to what you would get if you didn't get called up at all.
Right.
So, but yes, your Bronny point, you can't deny it. I think he's a good ball player. I just think He's 6'2", and he has like a street ball game.
Yeah,
and that don't translate everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
true that.
you know,
I mean, I would say Steve Francis would be a component of that. You know, Steve Francis could play ball, but he had a lot of street in
a
him.
lot of street in him.
But Steve Francis also had that street kind of gave him his toughness too. You know what I mean? So
and he was 6. Steve Francis was about 6'4"?
He was 6'3". 6'3".
Okay, not that much taller.
Yeah, but see, you can also play bigger than what your actual height is.
Yes, you can.
So that can translate too. So
yes, you can.
Let me stop talking before I talk myself out of my point. So I'm gonna leave it right there. All right, 2 more NBA things. Both involve Adam Silver. So Adam Silver is now saying that he is going to fix the NBA's tanking problem. And he says that in the article here on Bleacher Report, it says that we're going to fix it, full stop. And it says what they plan on doing says, are we seeing behavior that is worse this year than we've seen in recent memory? Yes, it is my view, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said last month, adding that the league is, quote, going to be looking more closely at the totality of all the circumstances this season in terms of teams' behavior and very intentionally wanting teams to be on notice. I'm not sure what that means. So my question to Adam Silver is, what are you saying, sir? Teams are going to be on notice. On notice for what? For trying to tank?
Right.
For sitting guys out from not playing? Like, what does all that mean? And I say that because then in another article, it says that Adam Silver then is defending his 65-game season proposal that he is bringing to the league as well. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean, Mr. Silver? If I can find the article real quick, I just had it. And I'm like, all right, so you're saying that teams are going to be on notice for tanking. What does that mean? The 65-game season, what does that mean for teams as well? Article's not pulling up for me, but basically what I read was that there was the whole injury situation where guys getting hurt, not being able to play or be able to play in the playoffs, things of that nature. On top of that, I will say this, I don't have much information on this, but I will say that the whole eligibility for awards at the end of the season, if guys get hurt, is kind of something that they put into effect too. So like Luka got hurt. He's not eligible for any awards in the season. You know, what's the our boy over in Detroit that got hurt? His name escapes me right now. Cam got hurt, right? Cam Cunningham got hurt. He's not eligible. So it's like now it's like guys are being penalized for getting hurt. Well, why is that happening? Well, Mr. Silver, you are a brilliant man. I cannot compare what I do to what you do. What I'm saying is this, to a large degree, this is something that you allowed to happen for quite some time. Because as an organization, they were conforming to what the players wanted and not to what the organization should be saying the players should do. Number one, this is me, because I'm from the old school. Now, I'm all about things evolving and all that. Number one, how guys dress when they're not playing. Or how guys dress when they come to the games. Now, look, not everybody's going to dress in a suit when they come to the game, right? But it is called professional basketball, right? So, yeah, like dress stylish, dress professional. But, when you want to dress in your own stylish way, do that outside of the NBA's time, right? Instagram, do your thing. When you're on the clock, let's dress appropriately, right? Then the way guys are dressing on the sideline when they're not playing. I have an issue with that because the last game that I saw Anthony Edwards sit out, he had on a baseball cap backwards, which I'm not opposed to. He had on a hoodie that was wide open with a wife beater underneath the hoodie that he had unzipped, sitting on the sideline. That's what we're now allowing to happen on the sideline for our basketball players when they're not playing. You're not dressed in team wear. You're not dressed professionally. You're dressed as if you're going to the club with a white beater and a hoodie that's unzipped, wide open. I'm just saying, these are things that you've allowed to happen. So, yes, it is on you to fix some things, but if you take a 360 all of a sudden, that could rattle some fences. Let you guys get in here and see what you guys' thoughts on the fixing the tanking, and then the 65 game season that is actually like on the table to be proposed for, if not this next season, the season after.
I think I agree with everything, but also at your point about like dressing and everything, because I did see Anthony Edwards, and I was like, are we at a high school basketball game? Where like, this is why I like the NFL, because you see most of the NFL players, they're coming in looking decent, dressed, whether it be in a suit, whether it be in some type of outfit. I think the streetwear should honestly be left for if you're going out with your friends after the game, whatever. One basketball player that I can think of off the top of my head is Klay Thompson. I actually went to a Mavs game a couple of weeks ago, and he actually was on the sideline. He wasn't playing, and he had on a simple sweater and pants. Looked fine, and I think that should be the standard. Like, you're coming, whether you're injured or not, representing your team. Like, you should come with a standard and like a way to represent the NFL and the brand, especially your brand as well. And I think that's where the NBA is losing its kind of touch overall, where viewership is down. It's not the same anymore. Like, it's just everybody's kind of like, oh, I'm doing this for a deal. I'm doing this for the money, and it's just not relevant anymore. So I don't know.
Gotcha. Well,
so in the article I saw, it was pretty much Silver saying the integrity of the league is being affected by teams not you don't know if they're tanking or rebuilding, right? And it makes it look bad. And but it's all connected. Like, y'all talk about the dress code, the integrity of the league looks bad there. Like, the integrity overall is starting to dwindle with this league. So I'm not a fan of the 65 gamer. No. Keep it at 82 and fix this problem with these guys. Like, we're not doing it. I do like the idea of the award thing. Like, if you don't play a certain amount of games, I like that idea. But what happens is you get collateral damage with guys that are balling out and are actually trying, but get actually hurt, right? Like, so if I'm balling out and I get hurt and I got to sit for 3 weeks and I just miss it by a game, and it's like I was an MVP prospect, but I got hurt for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
I'm not quite a fan of that, but I understand you got to do what you got to do. But do not cut the games to 65. Keep it at 82. And I like this other idea I read. They're saying they're going to make teams like play-in games, like the play-in teams, and teams throughout. Everybody's going to have an equal chance at the lottery now. That's an idea that's on the table. It's not a thing, but if you make the lottery odds all kind of the same, where the tankers don't have a greater advantage over a play-in team, now everybody's trying to make the playoffs regardless.
Yeah.
Because it's like our record doesn't really matter anymore like it used to. So I think that's a good idea, but don't touch the games, Adam Silver. Please don't touch the games.
Yeah, I agree with your point about losing opportunities to get awards, because I think there's number one, if you have players that are sitting out games, right? Like, we need to penalize you because you're sitting out games. You're not playing back to backs. You're sitting out games. Like, if you're hurt, you're hurt. Right. But being hurt years ago was like, hey man, like, I can't run, or else I'm going to be in excruciating pain. Right. It was like, oh, well, my finger's swollen. Okay, I get it. But how swollen is it? Like, is it like, man, like, I can't even dribble the ball swollen? Or, well, my fingers hurt, so I'm not going to play. Is it just an excuse, or is it like a legit reason? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not ever questioning someone's, injury, their injury report. But at the same time, when guys are sitting out games because they want to do load management, we're going to ding you for doing load management. And I think that's an area Adam Silver can quickly clean up and fix, because he'll look at that and say, all right, let's not penalize the guys who are actively playing, but the guys who are like missing these back-to-backs. I think the back-to-back thing can be fixed. Say, hey, look, we're playing back-to-backs. Now, if you got a back-to-back, a day off, then another game, all right, I can see that. But back-to-backs, like, we're playing, right? And I'm not trying to give the players, like, a day off because it's like, look, you're getting paid millions of dollars to be, number one, to play basketball for an organization that makes billions of dollars. Number two, to be entertainment on national television for everyone to watch. And number three, you're getting paid to win a championship, or at least make the attempt to, by doing so. You make more money. Most of these guys make more money in one game than some people do their entire year of their salary. Get your butt out there and play some basketball. Period. End of story. So, and again, I never played in the NBA. I played college. I played a little summer semi-pro, in the league somewhere, but that's not compared to the NBA. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, play the game. Like, where's the love for the game? Like, it's like, I don't have the love for the game. I have the love for the money. And then once I get the money, well, now that I'm good, let me just keep things cool. So when I'm done, I'm good, right? A lot more of that I see in the NFL than the NBA, but the NBA with that whole load management thing, just not with it. So, those are my thoughts. Any other thoughts on that before we move on?
Let me just say this last point. Oh, you got it, Denise?
No, you're good. I'll finish.
All right, this last point. A lot of times we compare the NFL. We go, the NFL still has that thing that the old school used to have. The NFL has kind of a situation where these brothers are playing for that second contract.
Right.
They kind of got a situation where that first contract, these guys are getting like, 2-3 million, and they're
You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it.
Stars.
Yeah.
And in NBA, you could be sitting at the 12th man on the bench getting 50.
Right.
It's just a difference. It's like to get 50 in the NFL, you got to be the top wide receiver in the league just to get 50 a year. You know what I mean? If you get that a year. So the bench player is getting Jalen Hurts money. And that's the difference, right? You got to play at least for 4 years. You got to give an NFL team at least 4 years to get paid big money. But in the NBA, you just got to get there. And you're paid. You get there, you're paid. So that's my point.
Good. Denise, last point.
I was going to say, maybe it's me, but I just think after Kobe passed away, it's just kind of like a sense of morale in the NBA kind of just went down.
Man, don't take me there. Don't take me there.
It's like
I'm not saying like he was like
substitute. Yeah.
God, yeah, it wasn't, but it's just like the players they don't have that standard to look up to anymore. I mean, like, there's LeBron, but LeBron's LeBron. Look up to him, but at the same time, like, he needs to retire. But like, I think there was a standard with like Kobe, Michael, Kareem, like all those greats, and now it's kind of like these guys are like, like it's I don't know, it's just not there anymore. Maybe that's just me, but since he passed away,
I agree with you. Because in my mind, I felt like Giannis was that last guy. That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
And then now Giannis is like, he's slipping into that mode now too. And I'm like, I'm like, that was like the last of the Mohicans right there. You know what I mean? So, no, I feel you on that. I feel, because listen, there are a number of things. I'm gonna let it go after this. I don't want to get into a whole other subject, right? But there are a number of things that former players and current players have said concerning or about Kobe that if Kobe was here, they would have never said because they would be afraid to say it.
Right.
But since Kobe's gone, now you got something to say. I'm gonna leave that right there. Moving on. NCAA news. We got a lot of that. So we're gonna kind of bust through this really fast. So let's start with the women's national championship. All right. We had UCLA playing against South Carolina. But before we get there, let's back up to South Carolina, UConn. So first of all, I was a bit shocked that South Carolina put that whooping on UConn. Now, I'm not surprised that South Carolina won. I'm surprised that South Carolina whooped their behinds. Number two, let's talk about the real issue that we want to talk about, and that is the exchange between Gino Oriana and Don Sully. And so I saw the video, and after watching the video, I couldn't tell what really happened, and then the content started coming out.
Right.
I'm like, okay, now I got content. Let's go from there. This is my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact. This is my opinion. I think that Gio Oriana was upset his team, number one, got embarrassed. Number two, he was upset that South Carolina didn't back off. And number three, he was upset because there was another opportunity for him to get to a national championship and win. Now, here's my opinion. I think UCLA would have won regardless. I think UCLA was on a mission from last year, and they just weren't going to be stopped regardless. Okay,
yeah.
Right? So that's that. But that's my opinion, because when you look at the content as to what he said happened and what everyone else saw and what the video showed, it's like it seems like you're nitpicking to find something. And then when you look at what happened, it's kind of like, this is what you've done to other teams. Now it's happening to you, and you're crying about it. I'm going to leave that right there and let y'all say, because y'all nodding your head. So I'm going to let y'all kind of say what y'all want to say there. But that's what I believe, or I think. When I say I believe on it, I think strongly. I can't prove it, but I think that's where he was coming from. What do y'all say?
To not piggyback, again, I'm going to let your points stand because they were awesome points. I agree with all of them. Like, he got bullied. I think, and I'm going to just add this to what your points were. They bullied the bullies. And when you're the bully getting bullied, it reminds me of the movie The Wizard of Oz, where the lion was jumping out at everybody and Dorothy smacked him in the nose and he started crying. Dawn Staley smacked him in the nose and he wasn't ready for it and he wasn't ready to be embarrassed. And I think this might have been his last year, just hearing the way he's talking. And he wanted to probably go out with a bigger bang than that. And he went out looking sad. So his team just they weren't prepared for that pressure. And it's almost like I just think he was coming up with all kind of excuses of the reason why he didn't shake her hand, and none of them were valid. And he did what a bully does when somebody fights back. He tucked his tail and he got mad. So I'm not with it. Come on, Gino.
Yeah. Go ahead, Denise.
I think he's gonna come back for one more season. At least I was like,
one more.
I mean, he was talking about it, but I think the way he ended things, and then now like people like against him because, I mean, you did kind of come at one of the greatest college coaches of all time. So obviously people are gonna come at you and harder. But I think he's gonna come back for one more season, try to finish it off, right? But I think he was a coward for doing it. It's kind of like other teams have played Dawn Staley. Look at Kim at LSU, and they've beaten them. And it's a great game. Respect to you, respect to your team. If there's an issue, they talk it out, but there's no malice, no friction or anything. So for him to come in like that, it just shows your character and what you're about. So, oh well.
Yeah, well, overall, looking at it, I mean, it just like Omar says, like the bully got bullied. And sometimes you just like you gotta take your weapon and you just gotta take it, quote unquote, like a man, and be like, all right, they got the better of us, just the way it is. Moving into the UCLA South Carolina game, UCLA gave it to South Carolina, and the one thing that Dawn Staley, she said, we gotta take it, we gotta own it, we gotta move on from it. Like it is what it is. Like they got us, But like I said, I don't think it mattered who got there. I think UCLA was on a mission. They were going to win. They just they were just literally like, hey, our mission this year based on last year is to get there and win it. Period. Hands down. End of story. So according to Dawn Staley, she's like, hey, look, me and Gino had a conversation. We're moving on. Y'all should too. And as of this moment, we are moving on from that conversation. All right, moving on to other things. The men's championship game, Michigan and UConn. Good game. Michigan pulled it out, 69-63. I'm not going to get too excited. Y'all know I'm a Michigan fan.
I give it to you, brother.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll just give myself a little. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. My bracket did pretty good. I actually was in the 99 percentile of the Elite Eight in the Final Four. All the teams that I picked made it, with the exception of I think it was not Illinois, Iowa State didn't make it to the Elite Eight, but my Final Four teams were all in, and I think two of my Elite Eight teams didn't get in. So, and then when it got to the point where it was championship time, I had several brackets. The two brackets that I actually spent time on, my initial one that I had Arizona and Duke, and my other one had Michigan and UConn. So Arizona getting beat by Michigan kind of messed that bracket up. But then I had UConn and Michigan in the championship game, and the final score I picked was 67-65.
Oh wow!
And so when Michigan was at the free throw line, they missed 2 free throws. I'm like, well, I don't care about the score. Just put the game away. Just put the game away. You know what I mean? So I missed the score, but at the same time, overall, great game. Two great coaches shaking hands at the end of the game. That's how it's supposed to happen. That's how it's supposed to be. Kudos to Michigan. Kudos to UConn, because technically they shouldn't have been there. Like, Duke should have beat them in that game, and they just kind of let the game get away from them with those last 3 minutes. So, but UConn, they got a great coach. Things are looking good there. I do want to talk about this, though, going back to the game before the championship game, when Dan Hurley, quote unquote, headbutted a referee during the UConn Duke game. Now, when you look at this, I'm going to come at this from 2 different ways. I'm going to be careful as I walk. So, number one, their freshman hits the 3-point shot. They're up by 1 with 0.3 seconds, or 0.4, but actually with 0.4 seconds left. And he's walking around, and he gets in the referee's face, and kind of like in his face, literally like rolling his head, like heads are touching him, and he walks away. So the content comes out afterwards, because I saw it during the game. I'm kind of like, what is this? What is going on? And so he's like, oh, yeah, me and so we go way back. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, okay, you go way back. But this is a college basketball game where touching the referee is a technical foul, no matter what time's on the clock, whether it's 0.1 or 1 minute or the quarter just started. But if that had been a player, I think that would be a serious issue. And then the referee said he didn't find a problem with it. And I'm like, really? So evidently, they know each other. But when it comes to the rules of the game, and I'm going to flip the script here, because I'm like, well, had it been someone else, would that have been the case? Would you have given someone a technical foul? Would you have thrown somebody out? Because now it looks a little iffy when that happens. Kind of like, so were you making calls to help UConn come back in this game? What's going on? I'm not saying that's happening. But now you're opening a door for more questions to come out and be like, what's really going on in this game? What do you guys have to say about that, and what you saw between Dan Hurley and the referee in that game?
So all I can say is, let this would have been Dawn Staley, let this would have been Kim Mulkey, let this would have been Patrick Ewing. It would have been a whole different outcome of get this coach out the game. I think that was like a play to, like, the refs were on the side of UConn. I don't care what anyone says. That's my thing. But that's also why I think that UConn lost, and I was happy that UConn lost and that Michigan beat them, because they were playing a little dirty in some of the games. They were playing a little dirty, and you could see the refs kind of like being on the favor of their coach's side and wanting them to win. Just you gotta watch the game sometimes. Watch it. So
Watch the game within the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like watch the game, like you watch it, but you're not watching it.
Yeah.
Saying you gotta watch it. But I thought it was a little shady, and I thought, is there a little sports betting going on in this? I was gonna ask O that. What you thought about that? I was like, there might be a little sports betting going on. And then I think God came down and said, hey, let's flip the script. UConn's out, Michigan. So when I saw that score and Michigan won, I was happy, and I went to bed happy.
Went to bed happy. What you got?
I would agree. I would agree with everything you two are saying, but the only thing that's giving me a little reservation is the fact that it was Duke, and Duke is America's team.
That's true.
If anything, we got to call that. We got to call. That's a perfect time to get my boys back in the game. He hits the three. Referee gets hit in the head. Tee up. We at the line. So I personally think, like, I would agree 1,000% with both of you. But it was Duke. It was Duke. It was Duke. The only thing that could be fishy is if the like I said, if that ref knew Bobby Hurley.
Dan Hurley.
Or Dan Hurley, I'm sorry, not Bobby Hurley. Dan Hurley, we would have a problem here. And again, I'm always going to the betting. I'm the betting is controlling a lot of things, but the fact that it was Duke, no harm, no foul. I'm
with you on that, and I got a couple things we move on from this because we're getting up on our. We got about maybe 20 minutes left here. So, yes, it's Duke, but when you look at Duke's history under John Shire, it's not the first time Duke has blown a big lead in the tournament in the past few years. So there's something going on with Duke blowing these leads in tournaments. It's under John Shire, number one. Number two, had this been Coach K, it would have been a whole different story. Whole different story. Number one, Duke wouldn't have lost the lead like that so easily. Number two, if Dan Hurley had did that, somebody's calling something because it's Duke, right? So I think that John Shire still has a little more respect factor to kind of come up to that Coach K, status. I'm not saying that that's the case, but, again, you said it is Duke. Let's be very clear, though, too. You got two, quote unquote, true blue bloods going at it. At this point in time, it's like, well, who really wants to win the game? And let's be honest, Duke just blew it. Like, I'm not going to put the blame on the Boozer brother, I forget his first name, for throwing the ball away. Like, he did that, yes. But that was not the play that cost them the game. Like, Duke was up by 19 at halftime.
19, yeah.
You blew a 19-point lead.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, the one thing that Boozer could have done when he had the ball at half court was just stand there and hold it. Just stand there and hold it. But let's be all very clear, too. As good as Duke's freshmen are, there are times when you want a veteran to have the ball in their hands.
I agree.
Because they've been there before.
Yep.
And when your freshmen have the ball, no matter how good they are, they still have high school mentalities. And that was a high school mentality that he's going to wish he had back. Again, that's not the play that cost him the game. It was the entire half that cost him the game. So I'm not going to put that blame on Boozer. He'll put it on himself, as he rightfully feels that way, because he's the one that threw the pass that got stolen. But it's not his fault they lost that game. It is a collective team effort that they lost that game, plain and simple. So want to throw that out there. One more thing for college basketball. I saw that Trump decided to sign something that now says that college athletes get 5 years and can transfer only once. Now, I haven't read the article. I kind of saw it and skimmed through it. I don't know when it's going to take effect, if it's going to be next season or whatever. But just want to throw that out there. Maybe we'll talk about this in the next show. But Trump's already signed something that says that college athletes can get up to 5 years of college eligibility and can only transfer one time. I'm not mad at that if that's something they're actually going to do. Yeah. At the same time, when the president has to step in and do something like this, there's a problem. And that's all I'm going to say. Any thoughts on that really quick? If not, we can talk about that next time if we need to. That's all good.
Yeah, I'll leave that alone. We can talk about that next time.
I got you.
I had so many thoughts on that. I was like, yeah.
Right.
He just got more important things on his plate, but I'll leave that alone.
Listen. Listen. Last day for college basketball. UNC fired Hubert Davis after, I think it's his second or third season at North Carolina.
Second.
And they just hired Mike Malone, former Nuggets coach, to be the next coach. Any thoughts on Hubert Davis getting fired and then Mike Malone getting hired as UNC's next coach?
Well, he blew the same lead that my man blew at Duke. Blew a 19-point lead.
Yeah.
And he gets fired, but they're saying he's back-to-back tournament exits.
Yeah.
And they're saying for like, what'd you say, the blue blood programs? It was UConn.
Pretty much. Yep.
I guess you got a short leash when you dealing with the blue blood programs. You got to show up or ship out, and they shipped him out. So I don't know if I agree with it, but
yeah,
you got to show and prove blue blood.
Denise,
I feel like if they're gonna, now that this whole NIL thing is in effect with the president, I feel like if you're gonna do that with the coaches, you should keep the same energy with the players. Like if you're not playing to your potential the first 2 years.
Really?
Okay. That's a can of worms right there.
Well, listen, I get a point because here's the thing now. And like you're paying players to play.
Yeah.
This is where things start getting real thick.
Yes.
Because now guys are going where they want to go, where the money is. And now it's like, well, if you don't, we got 2 years with you and you don't pan out, it's like, well, we're going to send you to UNC State. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. You go play over there. Right? So I get it.
Yeah.
At the same time, personally, Hubert Davis, great guy. He's a UNC alum. I didn't think he was the guy for UNC, but giving him the opportunity, I think, was a great thing. He didn't come up to par for his 2 years there. I do know that one of their best players was hurt, so he didn't play in the NCAA tournament. I get that. Still throwing a big lead like that kind of is not called for. But I didn't think he was the guy. But I think because he was an alum, they gave him the opportunity. And again, sometimes certain people, the leash is not as long, and you got to perform from the get-go and then kind of go from there. And I think he got that short end of the stick, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. Let me plug this up real quick. Give me 1 second. But, that's how it goes, unfortunately. So, unfortunate, but Mike Malone got hired. So, former Nuggets coach, I think it's a good hire for UNC, but we'll see how that pans out for them and see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, any other thoughts on that? All right. Miscellaneous stuff. Let's go. First of all, Angel Reese gets traded to the Atlanta team in the WNBA from the Chicago Sky. She seems pretty excited about that. I don't have much of the details. I just kind of saw this and I'm like, oh, it's interesting. Angel Reese gets traded. And so I saw that on X. They were saying how excited she was. The Atlanta, they received Angel Reese a right to swap two second-round picks with the Sky in 2028. In the Chicago Sky, they receive the Atlanta Dreams 2027 first round pick and the 2028 first round pick. I think Chicago got the better end of the deal, in my opinion. You get 2 first round picks 2 years back to back for Angel Reese. That's my opinion. But what do you guys think about Angel Reese getting traded to the Atlanta Dream for the Chicago Sky?
I saw that her jersey sold out, I think, the first 2 hours of the announcement being made. So,
Not surprised.
I mean,
it's ATL.
That
right.
And all technicality, like, she wants to be there. So it's like,
right.
I'm not surprised they got sold out. So
Right.
no shock there.
Props to her. I would like to watch a game, maybe. I don't know. I've been interested in WNBA, but I'll watch a game because of her. She's doing well with the Reebok brand. She just launched a new shoe. A couple weeks ago now, so more power to her. That's all I can say.
Okay. All right. Anything you got?
Yeah, I think it works out for both teams. I think Atlanta, they went to the playoffs last year, and she could be the missing piece to take them over the hump. And they finished top in the league last year. She also has been disgruntled, so they're saying that the ownership was trying to get ahead of her just flat out leaving without them getting anything back. So let's trade her now on weekend before she just ups and goes, and we get nothing for her. So I think it works out for both teams. You got a playoff team that you get a top rebounder to. Maybe she's a missing piece. And then you get the Sky that can rebuild again. So I think it was a good trade for both teams.
Okay. In my opinion, I feel this is more of a business move for her than anything else. Because I think she is more, this is my opinion, and Denise can kind of jump in here if she wants to. I believe she's more into fashion than she is into the WNBA. And I think she wants to position herself to get into the fashion industry, and then being in the ATL is a way for her to do that. Okay. Now, again, her deal with Reebok, that's another way. WNBA, that gives her a nice chunk of money. In my opinion, I don't view her as like a top WNBA player, but that's just my opinion. Like, if I compare her to other athletes in WNBA, I'm kind of like, she's not even in my top 10. So, and that's not me saying she's a bad WNBA player. It's just, she's just not on that level. Now, she could be a missing piece, but I think her being a missing piece could be a missing piece from a defensive or rebound area, not necessarily scoring. Because her scoring can be up and down. She may score 9 points, 20 points, 6 points, 15 points. Like, it's not like a consistent 20 points a game, right?
Draymond Green.
Right. Without the extra. So
exactly.
Unless he's playing against Caitlin Clark, then it's something different. Right. Other than that, and I think that WNBA, they tried, but I don't think Angel Reese kept her into the bargain. If this was kind of like one of those things where you had Magic and Bird. And I think they tried to make Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese Magic and Bird, and that didn't work out. So, just my opinion. I'm not saying that's what it was, but it kind of seemed like that was the model they were going after. Yeah. So, any other thoughts on that? All right. Last 2 things. MLB opening day. Denise, this is your baby. You can ride it. Go ahead.
So, I love my baseball. Baseball season is upon us, guys. Back in March, we had a big opening day. Of course, my New York Yankees, they beat the San Francisco Giants, and we actually had 3 games going on that day. The Giants, the Yankees, the Phillies versus the Rockies, the Red Sox versus the Padres. So overall, for the ALC, the American League East, the Yankees are in the lead, 7-2. The Astros, for one of our rival teams, is in their lead. Their conference lead for 6 wins at the most right now. So overall, the season's going well. It's a fresh start. Got some players back that were on, say, not injured, but injured. So they tested positive for certain things that they weren't supposed to be out there for. Yes. So now they're back off suspension or off whatever they need to be off of, and they're back. So hoping it's a great season. But as far as I know, go Yankees. That's it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do
That's to sum up.
my best Stephen A. impression. If they were injured or tested for something, stay off the weed. Whatever it is you was on.
It was more than that.
More than that. Oh man.
PEDs?
Yes. One player, I'm not gonna say one player, I think it was last season that he tested positive for something and suspended him for like the whole season into the next following season.
Oh wow, they're not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Wow.
They have, that's where I kind of feel like other professional leagues should follow, but they have a higher standard when it comes to EDs, any type of. Look at A-Rod when he got tested positive. Like it was, they took it all serious. So it's gonna be a great season.
That reminds me of the David Stern days in the NBA. David Stern didn't play. Like he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. Didn't play. So, and that's the kind of respect that your employees should have for you. Not a respect, but fear respect. It's a like, hey, if I mess up, like I'm going to get the consequence. Plain and simple. And there's no appealing. Because David Stern has had guys want to appeal. He's like, you're appealing to me, not the committee. You're appealing to me. I made my decision and it's final. Goodbye. So that's all I'm saying. I miss those days. Anyway. Last thing, Netflix is taking over the streaming services for sports. They have been streaming a lot of boxing events, opening day for MLB and others. If I'm not mistaken, I saw something else that they were doing sports-wise. I can't remember what it is. Is it NHL? I can't remember if NHL was in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NHL,
so like, yeah, Netflix is really stepping their game up. And I know at one point in time when the NFL first started on Netflix, they had issues with the streaming services and the bandwidth and all that. At the first game they had, it was like fuzzy. You couldn't see well. They fixed that real quick. So whatever Netflix is doing, y'all just keep on doing it, man. Like, just be the forerunners. Take it by storm. I know y'all prices keep going up, but hey, when you got mostly everything on Netflix, I mean, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? So, I can't be mad at them. It is what it is. So, if you want to watch sports, Denise, get Netflix. So, anyway. Anything else? Miscellaneous before we head out of here? That you might have missed? No? All right. Well, we got, actually, we're going to have 2 weeks off and then come back again. I think that's what we're doing. If not, then just when you subscribe, you'll see when we're on again. So, again, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Do that. You know when we're coming on again, what's happening. And, again, to catch us every 2 weeks on a Monday or Tuesday night. More Tuesday than Monday probably because, we're kind of looking at NFL season when they have Monday Night Football. And then Monday, too, there's stuff that happens that gives us time to kind of really have some conversation about some things. So mostly Tuesday nights will probably be on. But again, you never know. It could be a Monday. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you know what's happening. Remember coming on live. Again, catch the replays afterwards. And again, we talk about sports from the fans' perspective because everybody knows, even though we're not sports analysts, sports anchors, or sports reporters, or beat writers, the eye test can say a lot. And I'm just saying, the eye test says a lot, and especially when you play the sport, such as myself. Omar plays football, and Denise, she's all things women. We got our own expertise, and we can say some things. You know what I mean? It may not be right, but when you look at the eye test and you see what it is, some things just are what they are, and it is what it is. And that's what we talk about here on the Toddcast Sports. So for all of you out there, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Holler at your boy or girl, whichever one.